Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, and what we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Mm, mm. Well, we gonna just go ahead and get right into it. How about that?
Chicago, a man with a long, violent criminal history is facing a terrorism charge after police say he set a woman on fire on a train. Shanley Painter joins us now with more. And Shanley, we saw this take place in New York and now Chicago.
Right, Carly. So police say the 26-year-old victim was riding the Blue Line train in Chicago around 9 p.m. when this man, 50-year-old Lawrence Reed, allegedly approached her from behind, removed the cap from a bottle of liquid, and then poured it all over the victim's head and body. The woman attempted to fight off Reed, and then she ran, but Reed eventually caught up with her. Police say that after igniting the bottle and then he dropped it, he used it to ignite the bottle and then set the victim on fire. Now, according to the complaint, surveillance footage showed the woman's body engulfed in flames, and then when she tried to extinguish it, she was rolling on the ground, and then she gets off the train at the next stop but collapses. Police say she was taken to the hospital and is still in critical condition. Reed allegedly walked away from the scene, but federal investigators caught up with him the next morning wearing the same clothes, and he had burn injuries on his right hand. They say Reed bought the gasoline about 20 minutes before the attack. Reed faces a charge of committing a terrorist act against a mass transportation system. Federal prosecutors saying this quote, "This horrific attack was not just a barbaric assault on an innocent woman riding a train, but an act of terrorism that strikes at the core of our American way of life." The U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago, together with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, will take immediate and resolute action to bring swift justice to the victim. Prosecutors also confirming that Reed has an extensive criminal history, including a previous aggravated arson charge with connection to a fire in 2020. And if convicted, Reed faces up to life in prison. Todd, over to you.
Shanley, thank you. Let's bring it.
Alright. So y'all heard that, right? Okay, so this situation happened before in New York. Um, the guy was on the train. It was another black guy against a white woman, right? The guy was on the train. He walked up on the woman while she just sitting there minding her business on the train. You know what I'm saying? Train or the bus, either or, whatever it was. And he stabbed her up. You know what I'm saying? While she just sitting there, stabbed her up, killed her. You know what I'm saying? Now here it is happening again. This time it's in Chicago. And it's the same way. A black man on a white woman. You know what I'm saying? An innocent white woman for no reason. This guy, he pretty much got a cocktail. You know what I'm saying? And he fucking, what can you call it? What they say in the video, you know, Mr. Roll Up be off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I be on the roll up. How about that? But basically he tried to set her on fire with the cocktail. You know what I'm saying? And he burned so much of her body. Um, from what I seen in the reports, it said that she ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? Now they charging him with terrorism. They said they caught up with him the next morning. He had the burn mark on his hand and he still had on the same clothes. It's like he was just asking to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But besides all that, let's go behind them walls now. You know what I'm saying? All right. So they charged this guy with terrorism. Do y'all understand that terrorism? I done told y'all before, murder for hire is the top case, right? But I didn't think about this charge, terrorism. I forgot all about that. You know why Mr. Roller forgot all about that? Because you don't see too many terrorism acts. When it's terrorism acts, that's usually from different countries, you know what I'm saying, trying to invade on us and shit like that. But when you a U.S. citizen and you catch a terrorism attack on another U.S. Citizen, those cases are very rare. You know what I'm saying? Well, dog just caught one. I'm pretty sure they charging him with terrorism because the same act happened before, like I mentioned earlier, right? When a situation like that happens repetitively, is that a word? Whatever. When it happen like that, yeah, they got to upgrade the charges because they got to set an example and let it be known, hey, you can't be out here just doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you seen somebody else do it, that don't mean that you can do it. And you turn around and do this shit, all right, this what we gonna hit you with. We gonna make an example out your ass. You know what I'm saying? So this terrorism act shoot past a murder for hire, a murder, attempted murder. It shot right past them because it's like with terrorism, you really got like a strong hate for an innocent person. It's a difference when like you a gangbanger or something and you got a strong hate for your ops or whatever, you know, your ops them your target, blah blah blah. You hate them niggas, they the other side, blah blah blah, all of that shit, right? That's one thing, right? But when you had that type of rage and hate for an innocent person for no reason, then yeah, there you go. You got a terrorist act, especially in a public place like that. You know what I'm saying? On a train or a bus or something like that, you got multiple other people riding on this transportation line that ain't expecting nothing like that. And you just come out of nowhere with a cocktail, just burn somebody up in front of everybody. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? That is not insane. Why is that, Mr. Roll Up? Because he had a target. When you have a target, it's not insane. You're just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So ain't gonna be no insanity for him or none of that type of shit. His ass cooked. And he got a terrorist charge. Now, what do this terrorist charge mean when you go to prison? They gonna get your ass. Yeah, Mr. Roll, you say this about everybody. They gonna get your ass when you get to prison. Blah 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 blah. Right? Nah. What I mean by they gonna get your ass for a terrorist act, like this situation right here. What I mean by they gonna get you, I'm talking about the police, the actual COs. You know what I'm saying? The correctional officers, the deputies, the sheriffs, things like that. That's behind them walls with them inmates. They gonna get you. You come in there on a terrorist charge, they look at you like you a threat to the system. You know what I'm saying? Let alone a threat to society, you a threat to the system because you have anonymous rage for innocent people. You know what I'm saying? So that means that the way how the cops in there look at it is you can have that type of rage for them as well. You don't just have rage just for people in the streets, you can have that rage for them. So they about to get your ass. They about to get you together real quick and they about to show you you don't run shit. They about to show you they the boss. How they gonna do that, Mr. Roll Up? Well, as soon as he come in there, they beating his ass. Yeah. The COs, the deputies, and shit like that. Oh, they be beating niggas' asses in jail. Oh, you ain't know? Yeah, you get your ass beat in jail. Come in there playing with them, they will beat your ass. So you come in there on that tough man shit and fuck the police and y'all ain't shit, blah 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 blah. You know what they do? They hop right on their walkie-talkie. They call up their squad. It be about 9 to 10 of them, right? They all putting their gloves on. They all standing around. And within the next 15 to 20 seconds, one of them about to still on your ass. Choke you out, grab your arm, twist your arms up, you know what I'm saying? Knock you on the ground, put a knee to your neck, and they about to get with you. You know what I'm saying? This happens all the time in Oakland County Jail, OCJ. It happens all the time in there. I done seen so many niggas get their ass beat in Oakland County Jail. And there's nothing you can do about it. Why? Because you are state property. You don't have no say so when you get locked up. You don't have no rights. You don't have shit. All you got is a fucking jumpsuit with 6 numbers. That's who you are. When your life gets signed over to the real death row, you know what I'm saying? It's over with. You don't have no rights. You're nothing. You know what I'm saying? You six fucking numbers. So they could beat your ass in there, and there ain't nothing you can do. You can call your people, you can tell them, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's nothing that's going to happen to them because you are their property. They feed you, they house you, they take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So, again, with that being said, with him having a terrorism charge, and of course he gonna get found guilty and he going to prison for the rest of his life. Yeah, he done. You know what I'm saying? But when he gets sentenced and they book they transfer him from the county jail to whatever prison he going to, they putting the pause on him, man, instantly. They probably gonna put the pause on him as soon as they walk him out the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they gonna let you know, nigga, you don't run shit. You know what I'm saying? You thought you was somebody out there doing that wild, reckless shit you was doing out there. You ain't nothing in here. And the police is gonna do that for you, not the inmates. You know what I'm saying? The inmates, they might not even bother him, honestly. You know, even though he did commit an act against a woman, but how can I put it? It was more so like, damn, I don't know how to put this, but I know, man, Mr. Rolo got a brain fart right now, you know. But I'm trying to figure out the best way how to put this, you know. They might not mess with him. Um, you know what? I tried to figure out how I'm gonna put it, but it's probably not gonna make no sense to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the inmates in there, they probably not gonna touch him. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main reasons why they probably not gonna touch him is because he's labeled as a terrorist. So that means that he gonna be under watch all the time. If that make better sense to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like they gonna be watching his ass through a telescope. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably not gonna let too many people get too close to him because the police want to make an example. You know what I'm saying? If that make more sense to y'all. So the inmates might not even touch him. You know what I'm saying? The COs in there, they might tell the inmates like, "Hey, leave him alone. We got him." You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at with this. You know, it might be like one of them kind of situations because you got COs in there that's cool with the inmates, like for real. You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell the inmates like, "Hey, you know, he ain't here for blah blah blah, but look, don't touch him. We gonna handle him." Or he ain't here for blah blah blah. Yeah, y'all go ahead, y'all have at it. You know what I'm saying? This is how correctional officers talk to certain inmates in there. You know what I'm saying? Some of these COs, they've been working for 20, 30 years as COs. And you got inmates that been in there 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You got inmates that been in there since this CO got hired, as soon as he got his wings and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got inmates that really know these COs. They've been knowing them for 20, 30 years. So they talk about everything. The COs be telling these inmates about their kids, it's a woman they married, you know what I'm saying, what they had for dinner, you know what I'm saying, what they about to DoorDash when they get off work. Like some of them COs is real cool with some of them inmates like that. You know what I'm saying? So for him, for the terrorist guy, I'm pretty sure the cop is gonna be talking to the inmates like, hey, yeah, don't touch him. We got him. You know what I'm saying? Now, with all that being said, they gonna keep him in the hole. He gonna stay in the hole. That's probably gonna be another reason why the inmates ain't gonna be able to touch him because they gonna keep him in the hole. I ran into a guy that told me he did 10 years in the hole, literally 10 years. Yeah, so don't think that you just be in the hole for 30 days, 60 days, or something like that. You back out. No, you could do a bit in the hole, literally. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of guys learn how to braid hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? They be sitting in the hole so long, their hair just growing out, and they just get to playing with it, and boom, they figure out how to braid hair. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. That's how niggas in prison learn how to braid hair. They sit in the hole so long with nothing to do, and their hair just grow out. They just get to braiding this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Boom, now they know how to braid hair. the shit happen like that, So I feel like they're gonna put him in the hole probably for like a good 5 years at least. Then when he get out the hole, he gonna be in level 4 or level 5 or some shit on all type of medications, and they probably gonna be telling the inmates like, "Hey, don't touch him. We got him." You know what I'm saying? Because again, this ain't about the inmates. This is about the police safety. They need to let this inmate, this terrorist guy, they need to let him know, hey, you don't run nothing in here. This our crib. You know what I'm saying? Your ass about to come here, sit down, do your time, and shut the fuck up. You know? So they gonna be putting the paws on them. They gonna keep them in the hole. They gonna half-ass feed them. They gonna have shower him. Of course they not gonna be washing them up, but you know what I'm saying. Like when it's time to take a shower, they might tell him he got a 10-minute limit on the shower. They might give him 5 minutes, to take a shower. Like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he's supposed to get on his food tray, they might give him half of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's reckless like that in prison. And when you catch a terrorist charge, this is what they do to you. You know what I'm saying? They tell the inmates, hey, step to the side. We got him. You know what I'm saying? They'll just step in your cell and put their gloves on and get to put them paws on his ass. Like, this is what the fuck he about to deal with for the rest of his life. So don't think like, oh man, he should be sentenced to death. You need to kill him. Woo, woo. I say this all the time. Life in prison is worse than getting sentenced to death, man. Because at the end of the day, we all got to die anyway. You know what I'm saying? But going through a lifetime full of hell, it's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? It's unmatched. And that's what's about to happen with this guy. They about to fuck him over. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. And not to sound, racist or nothing like that, but I'm just keeping it a buck. He a black man that committed a crime on a white woman. You know that ain't going. You know what I'm saying? They really gonna tear his ass off. Do you know how many white correctional officers hate black men just for a reason like that, for hurting they white women or fucking they white woman? You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a buck. You got a lot of white men that don't like black men because they know that white women like black men. You know what I'm saying? And they know that black men be hammering they women. You know what I'm saying? So you get a lot of them kind of COs that come to work every day looking at all these black men like, yeah, I'm glad your ass here. You ain't out there to be touching my daughter or touching my woman. Or you know what I'm saying? And then they got this goofy in there for a terrorist act against a white woman. See, I done told y'all inmates will look at you and be like, hey, that could have been my cousin. That could have been my mother. That could have been my auntie. Well, with this terrorist act, guess what? That's how the CO is going to look at him. That could have been my mother. That could have been my auntie. That could have been my cousin. That could have been my daughter. You know what I'm saying? COs, they had that type of what can you say? That type of prison politic as well. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just inmates that had that politic. The fucking COs do too. They humans just like us. They just not incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? But they had the same thought process as well. You know what I'm saying? So every time they see him, they on his ass. And guess what? He just might get that one CO. He might just get that one. Or maybe it might be 5 COs that pull a Damon move on him. Damon from Friday at the Next. Y'all know I always reference Damon from Friday at the Next. It's real like that in there. So you might have a Damon that's a CO in there that want to go ahead and get his ass together just for what he did to this woman. And guess what? We ain't gonna never know because we ain't in there. But since I did time and I know how the system work, I know how COs move, I done seen shit, you know what I'm saying? I done been around that shit. I can tell y'all for sure, they gonna have a Damon correctional officer get his ass one day, and they gonna have a whole bunch of other COs that just wanna beat his ass every time they see him. You know what I'm saying? They gonna treat him real bad for what he did, and this shit ain't gonna end. It'll be 20, 25 years from now. They still gonna be fucking him over. You know what I'm saying? all the way up until he died. And guess what? When he died, they gonna pick up a shovel and they gonna motherfucking toss his ass in one of them little back rows back there where the prison is at. You know what I'm saying? One of them little ditches back there, some little dirt and shit. They gonna dig that shit up. And they gonna throw his ass in the fucking ground. And they gonna go on about their day. This is prison for you, man. He gonna be another forgotten person. You know what I'm saying? You know, ain't nobody about to support him. Like you just out here doing reckless shit for nothing. A lot of people don't want to be attached to people like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it make them look bad. Family members love them or not. Like that's gonna make them look bad, even having a connection with him. So more than likely, he probably ain't gonna have nobody fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? He probably gonna have to get him a prison wife or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like other than that, he gonna be hit. Ain't nobody condoning in that shit. You labeled as a terrorist. How the fuck you get labeled as a terrorist in your own country? You know what I'm saying? Terrorism is like country to country type shit. So yeah, it ain't gonna be too many people that's gonna be there to support that, man. It is what it is. And the cops ain't gonna have no mercy on them. And the inmates ain't gonna have no mercy on them. You know what I'm saying? Also, you seen that he had a history of violence. You know what I'm saying? From 2020 up to now. He been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? And some of his cases revolve around fires and shit like that. So he a arsonist, you know what I'm saying, off the rip. And now he doing this shit to actual humans. Like, yeah, he got to be stopped. He should have been stopped. The system should have been had stopped him. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes everybody don't get locked up on their first go around, or their second go around, or their third go around. Sometimes the system kick people to the curb. You know what I'm saying? Even for the type of crimes they do, everybody don't just go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some people get a chance or two, and usually it be them people that get them chances that fucking evolve and do worse and more shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like by the time the system do catch back up with them, it's like, oh yeah, well you know, you did this in 1989, you did that in 1999, you did this in 2009. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like why y'all bringing all this shit up on me? This is why they let you go half the time, cause they building the case on your ass. You know what I'm saying? They know you gonna come back. It's it's just how the system works. They know they gonna catch your ass in the long run. So they'll let you go on this little shit and they gonna catch you on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened right here. You know, like I said, you look at his past history, he done did a little shit and I done built up to this, a whole terrorist act. Like he threw. He threw. And they gonna have a field day with his ass. That's my word. I'm telling you. He not about to get the same treatment the other inmates get. That's not happening at all. That's not happening. I'm telling you, more than likely, he probably not even gonna be in general population with them. You know what I'm saying? They might have him in protective custody, and like I said, beat his ass, hair feed him, all of this, so that way the other inmates don't see this shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though the other inmates can't do nothing like that, but sometimes the cops they like to be secretive too. You know what I'm saying? So he probably not gonna be in general population for probably at least a good 10 to 15 years. He gonna be in the hole. He gonna be in protective custody. He about to be getting whooped. He about to get everything taken from him. He ain't gonna have no phone privilege. He ain't gonna have no privileges. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna be bottom of the barrel in prison for real. You know what I'm saying? And this is what he gonna have to deal with for the rest of his life. You know, it's sad, man, but it is what it is. You know, I'm glad that they got him and they got him off the street, you know, because an act like that is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, this person, she minding her business on her way home or, you know, to her boyfriend house, a friend house, wherever she was on her way to. You know what I'm saying? And they got stopped. All because this guy was just on some loco shit and fucking burnt her up with a damn cocktail. Like, out cold, man. You know, nah. He is in that cell regretting everything he did, wishing he wouldn't have did what he did. How you know this, Mr. Roller? Well, I told y'all before, y'all never heard a man cry until you are in a cell with him and he fighting for his life and he know he about to lose. That kind of cry is different. You know what I'm saying? Even if you confident in your own case, when you hear that man cry for his life, that shit fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That shit make you think twice. Like, damn, I shouldn't have did what I did because I wouldn't be here to hear this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here to witness this. I wouldn't be here to see this big thug ass nigga dropping tears and shit because he know he lost his life. You know what I'm saying? That shit affect you in a certain kind of way, and that shit make you start regretting what you did. Like, damn, I'm next up. You know what I'm saying? When that judge come at me with that time, or my lawyer come back and say, hey, look, the best thing we can do for you, man, is you need to take this plea for 35, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? When something like that happened to him, then that's when he gonna be like, yeah, I can't believe I did what I did. I wish I never did it. I wish I can go back on that day and toss that cocktail in the garbage, or you know what I'm saying, toss it out the window or something. Like, but again, it's too late. It's too late, man. You done did the damage. You know what I'm saying? And now you got to deal with that shit. And like I said, for a terrorist sake, them COs gonna get him, and they way worse than inmates. You know what I'm saying? Way worse. Then by the time they let him in general population, he gonna be so beat down, he ain't even gonna be able to defend himself around the Damons and the Green Miles in there. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be malnourished and all type of shit. You know, like he gonna be fucked up by the time they put him in general population. And this is what I'm saying. Like when you catch a terrorist act, like dog, they gonna make an example out your ass for real. You know what I'm saying? So by the time he do make it to GP, general population, and everybody find out what he in there for, and it might be that Damon or that Green Mile in there, like, yeah, I want him. It's gonna be an easy pick for him. He ain't even gonna have to, it ain't gonna be no fight or nothing. Dude gonna tap in. Hey, all right. Because he already been getting dogged by the COs for the past 10, 15 years. He cooked at this point. He just gonna bend over and do whatever the fuck he got to do at that point. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that he getting off easy because he just about to go to prison for the rest of his life. Like, man, y'all don't know what the fuck going on behind the walls for real. And he gonna get it soon as he get there. Mark my word, it's a guarantee. Of course, we ain't gonna hear about it, but Mr. Roll Up is here to tell you about it. How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.